Hello, everybody. You listen to the Fair Weather Podcast. Your boy 2K Suave. I'm joined with Mr. Alex Rodriguez. We are back and better than ever. As you can tell, I'm in a pretty solid mood myself. Uh, Devontae Smith, that's my dog. B Dog, that's my dog. Saquon Barkley, that's my dog. I'm outside of Ohio State winning yesterday. Sports wise, I'm mad. I'm not mad with what's going on in the world. Hey Rod, can you say the same for yourself? I'm not sure of what you got going on.
I'm getting by. I'm just getting by.
Just get by, just get by. I mean, like, God, where do we start? It's been so we weren't on last week. It's all good. Since then, we had wildcard weekend, then we had divisional weekend. We had the college football championship go off. Some more NBA games. I don't know if you've been paying attention to the NBA. There's been a lot more scrappiness and pettiness in the NBA. People say you play with Legos, and people. It's been a lot more. It's starting to get a little bit more. I wouldn't say 90s shit, but it's like everybody's in a bad mood. So I'm seeing that. We got some people who got into the Hall of Fame in baseball. Got a lot of shit, but let's start off with some crazy, wacky, funny. What you got for me?
Crazy, wacky, funny. Josh Allen messing up Black History Month at its finest by winning his game against the Baltimore Ravens, where we would have had 4 black quarterbacks going against it. But Josh Allen said, nah, not going to happen. Not on my watch.
Josh Allen's fault or is it Mark Andrews' fault?
Oh, it's Mark Andrews' fault. Mark Andrews said, fuck Black History Month, man. And shout out to Lamar for taking those bullets, man, as he should. Real class act. I love Lamar. Thanks for changing my perception of the black quarterback. I appreciate it, Lamar.
Hot damn time, fool. Damn, where you been at?
It's been since Lamar got in. It's changed.
We've been at Playboy. We've been back. we've been black since the OJs. Now you talk about Simpson. I want to start off with something
lastly, shout out to Dave Chappelle again for hosting Saturday Night Live and going at the same time as the inauguration again during the Trump administration, killing it with your monologue and giving the words of encouragement and wisdom of, make us proud, you're representing us, do better. I like that a lot. And so far we're off to a rocky start. But anyways, take it away.
I just gotta say, Dave Chappelle is on another level of just greatness. Like that little 15-minute, and mind you, that's just the cold opening for SNL. That's not supposed to be that long. It's not supposed to be that great. It's supposed to be, a little funny here, a little jab here, cool. And let's kick off the show. Nah, he went and had a Netflix special basically for 15 minutes on Peacock and NBC. It was great. So shout out to Dave Chappelle for that.
Dave in his career has epically become a great story. He's always been a good storyteller, but now he's become a great storyteller. And the point that he can take you out of comedy for a second, feel pain, feel struggle, feel uncomfortable, and then bring you back to what you were there for, was to laugh. So,
and there's no way you can. I don't know what. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle you sit on. There's no way you could. It was funny, right? It's not like you said anything that was just wild. And it was funny. It was just regular Dave Chappelle. He hit on every single topic. The way he's able to tie everything together and just keep that shit just on a string. It's like Kyrie Irving, when he dribbling the basketball, he just keeps that shit on the string. It's like, damn. Some people are just gifted. You know what I mean? So he's just one of those dudes who are just extremely gifted. So definitely big shout out to Chappelle. I'm gonna change course a little bit, and we didn't get to really talk about it last week, and I can't wait to get our Townie friends back on here because I want to get your perspective on something, because it feels like Jayson Tatum has been going against the media a lot lately. So Brandon Jennings calls him the softest superstar ever. This whole Coach Kurt thing has come back up again. He's been he's been acting a little funny. Like, do you think that this is the, you know how like the media likes to just tear everybody down somehow, or everybody got to go through this shit? Do you think this is Jayson Tatum's time where he just going through shit now that he started to see success, or this is just all just a lot of shit for nothing? Because like, yo, he's out of nowhere. Like, he don't be bothering nobody. Why is he getting drunk through the mud like this right now?
I think we're desensitized to 90s basketball and seeing some of like the big name players like LeBron and Melo and D Wade come up in an era where it was still kind of scrappy, and now we have guys like Jayson Tatum that are just under the radar MVP candidates, and they're just quiet. Like he's like Kevin Durant's like soft as shit to me, but he's got bite. Kevin got bite. Like he ain't gonna sit back and let you do that shit. But you could literally poke fun of Jayson Tatum all damn day, and he'd just be like, "Well, Kobe's my idol, and I'm gonna go get this Kobe tattoo on me, and try and redo your favorite Celtics memory and something we did it or whatever." Like he's just corny, man. Like, but that's the kind of person he is, and I don't knock that.
Like, why can't he just be a corny superstar? Like, everybody wants to like get him riled up. Like, bro, just let him be.
Miles Turner plays with Legos, bro. Like, maybe it's something to make him a little bit more. I don't know. Maybe it's because he has like tattoos and stuff, and you have tattoos, you kind of got to be like a little tough with it. But he just doesn't come off like that.
At least a little edgy, maybe.
I don't know what it is, man. But he just.
Hey, what you talking about?
I don't know. He just. He looked like a fake gangster to me is what he wants. He wants to be gangster, but he ain't. But I respect his game. I think he's, a phenomenal basketball player, and just be who you are. I'm happy with people being who you are. And if you're going to take those punches, I mean, take them, but just know that they're going to keep coming until you decide to switch it up a bit. But I don't think he's ever going to switch it up.
Good for him, bro. I just want him to be happy, bro. As long as he's happy, bro, just, it's all good. All right. I'm going to stay off there. We'll get back to the NBA later. Let's start with the NFL. And
shit, though.
I'm about to keep it in the crazy, wacky, funny shit, all right?
All right.
While starting with the NFL. Halftime show. Detroit Lions.
Cameron said it the best.
Detroit Lions versus the Washington Commanders. Can you please let the people at home know who was performing at the halftime show?
They swerved. They hit that corner. Whoa. That's what happened, man.
Whoa.
Like, he ain't even from Detroit. Cameron said it best. Y'all fucked up. Y'all could have had Eminem. You could have had Big Sean. You could have had anybody from Detroit come out there and do it.
Fucking Doug.
Fucking D12 could have been out there.
You could have had Sada Baby. You could have had, bro. Detroit got so much shit going on. And I've been Gelo's supporter with that song early on in the year. Because of that, I was like, come on, man, what are we doing, dog?
They are hype. Listen, I am sorry. Like, I'm not a hater. I am a hater sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. But I'm hating on this kid. I'm sorry. He's got one song, and nobody knows any lyrics to it except "I might swerve, hit that corner, whoa."
Yeah, because the lyrics suck. But the actual hook is great. The beat is great.
Is that even the hook, or is that just the opening like 3 bars for the song?
I think that's the hook, because I think I hear
the song. You even heard it.
I heard the song. Yeah, I played the song.
I'd rather listen to Big Man Blastoise all day instead of I might hit that corner whoa all day, man. Y'all fucked up.
Who do we blame? All right, we're gonna start with that game. Who do we blame? Do we blame your boy, Dan Campbell? Do we blame Gelo Ball? Or do we just blame the fact that this rookie sensation in Washington is a dog? How would you split the pie
up? I blame the marketing team for the Lions for the Gelo Ball shit 100%. That's them. Shame on you. You had a home run and knock it out to get Detroit hype, and you brought out Gelo Ball.
You think he still got that set at Rolling Loud? He still got that, right? Yeah, of course.
Yeah, he's got that set. He's like this small on the print.
Hey, his name bigger than mine on the print. I didn't get no invites to Rolling Loud.
True, I ain't hating on him for that, but like, dude, fuck on, man. Like, really? Anyways, Dan didn't do anything too bad this game. They just
Crying,
got.
crying like a little dog.
Because he knows they know their window is closed. They know the window is
You
closed.
should be. Of course, it's closed, bro. You can't fuck up like that. Ben Johnson's gone now.
Jared
He's
Jared
old.
Goff.
Won't see that door no more.
And if we don't, I swear to God, like today I was pissed. I never heard that we hired Aaron Glenn as a head coach. He came to interview today. That motherfucker should have never left the building. They should have never left the building. He said, "Yeah, I'm gonna be heading to Dallas now." They should have said, "No, you're not. We're keeping you hostage here."
Yeah,
So
no fact. Yeah, they interviewed him today. Yeah, yeah, the goal. Yeah. Oh shit. So y'all about to hire him? Y'all about to have yourself another?
that's my second guy I want. That's the second guy I want. I want Sexy Rex first, but I hear he's out. He's out. I want him.
What?
But anyways, I don't blame Dan in this situation. I just think he's emotional because he's put together a great roster, a great talented roster. And Jared Goff, for as many fuck ups he has, he still can throw 500 yards. Like it's just wild to see that.
Well, he
But
had 313 this time.
or three, but like still, that's still a good. That's still a good amount. That's still a good amount.
Interceptions, one lost fumble. This is what we talked about. I said, why don't I trust Detroit? I said Dan Campbell go call some shit. All the trick plays they was calling, all this funky bullshit. And then sometimes there's a reason why Matthew Stafford said, "Yeah, I'll go take that job at LA and take your team to the Super Bowl." And as great as the regular season that Jared Goff had this year and last year, as beautiful as this story has been over the last couple of years, we kind of just knew how this story would end. I didn't know it was going to end against the Commanders. I just knew if they had to play us, I figured that they would overdo it. And this is exactly. I mean, they didn't wait. They said we're gonna over. I wish they probably, if they would have had a wild card weekend, maybe like to me, had they lost to the Vikings, right, and the Vikings would have won that number one seed, and they had to play a wild card game, they would have probably won that wild card game, and then they would have got to the divisional round, and things would have been a little bit different. I feel like they took 2 weeks off. They came back. They were just like thirsty to play football. They would have just tried everything on the play sheet. Just because it's on the play sheet doesn't mean you got to call it. You gotta call everything. Like, I don't know. It's like you look at the stats, take away the turnovers. It's like, all right, he threw 300 yards, only one touchdown. Jameer Gibbs had a good game. Amara St. Brown had a good game. But like, you can't turn the ball over in the NFL, especially in January. Especially in January. All four teams that won over the weekend, none of them turned the ball over. None of them. All the teams that lost over the weekend, they all turned the ball over. It's literally like, well, not, I don't know if it's anybody, quarterbacks at least. I know that for a fact. Quarterbacks, none of the quarterbacks turned the ball over during this weekend. So I don't know, man. It's just, and I know that's your boy. Now where do we go from here? Like, what is the outlook? Because now they're about to lose both. If they lose both OC and DC, it's we got to reinvent the wheel again. So
yeah, I don't know.
Like the NFC team.
I think the roster is super talented. I think missing Aiden Hutchinson is a big hurt for them too.
Yeah.
I don't want to put the blame just on that, but it's going to come down to how they can retool and get the right pieces in there, because that is one of the best locker rooms to be in. It is a culturally happy locker room that everybody loves everybody and will work for each other. There's no turmoil. There's no selfishness. There's nothing out of that. And there's also the boost of a quarterback that we kind of like thought would have been written off with the Rams, even though he went to a Super Bowl. We thought he would digress, but he's gotten better, and he's still pretty young. So I think there's still time for Jared Goff to get better. He's just got to realize the type of player he is, and he's kind of looking like a more accurate Jameis Winston in a way, where he throws 5 picks in a game, but still throws for 400, 500 yards, and it's like, oh, we don't care about that. That's what's going to happen. But let's not take away how good this kid Jayden Daniels is. Like, he is very, very good. And the Commanders in one year hit a home run. They hit a home run with the GM. They hit a home run with the head coach, and they hit a home run with the quarterback. And the
What did I
ownership,
say? What
and
did I
yep,
tell you early this year?
we
Let
preach it.
that shit line up.
We preach that shit all the time. Those three have to be in sync, and they got the right ownership in there. The conglomerate that owned the Washington Commanders, they're the right people. Magic Johnson, what he touches turns to gold, man. The guy's got a golden touch.
He touched the HIV. That shit went away, dog.
Just
And dude,
keep him away from Jayden Daniels' bloody arm. That's it. Don't let him touch
they
him.
named him Magic. Like Irvin, like no one even remembers his name was Irvin, bro. Like he's literally Magic. Dog. Like how he's been able to the Dodgers, they get whoever the hell they want. I know they got money, but damn, they get whoever and whatever they want in LA. Washington, he's been there for not even a year. Hey, look at that. Alchemist, turn that shit into gold. And then Jayden Daniels. My concern about him coming into the league, I'm like, yo, this skinny ass kid can't last taking hits like that. That kid's tough, bro. He's tough, and
Yep.
he's only gonna get smarter. He's only gonna get better.
Mhm. He looks coachable too, and he's put into a place that like it was purgatory hell for a lot of players. But Scary Terry looks scary again. He's been that under the radar wide receiver for the longest, and now he's looking like a wide receiver one. Like he could take this jump to be a very good wide receiver.
Damn Ohio State receiver, bro. It's just
Look
I'm,
past it. Look
I'm
past it.
watching
He's
that.
NFL now.
I'm watching that game last night, bro. They got that young boy, what's his name, Smith or whatever, the freshman. He looks like he might be the next Julio Jones. Emeka Ibuka is there. He's statistically the best receiver in Ohio State history. He's an afterthought. They just be retooling him now. It's a factory over there in Ohio State. So now, but no, shout out to the Detroit Lions though. At the end of the day, they went 15-2 this year. Like, oh shit. The Detroit Lions went 15-2 this year. So you can't take that away from them. But Dan Campbell is gonna have to figure out how to just dial it back a little bit. Like, and it was funny. I was at a work call today, and like one of my coworkers that is in New York, he was asking me like, "Are you one of the Eagles fans that wanted Sirianni gone last year?" I was like, "Yeah, I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you. Of course I did, because he be doing dumb shit. He don't know how to just dial it back. That dude went to a bye week, came back since then, and he's dialed it back. Like he got to do some stupid shit every now and then, but he's dialed it back to the point where it's look, let me just simplify this shit. If Dan Campbell could just simplify it, the sky's the limit for them. That's how I see it. So they we'll see how they look next year. Like we just talked about Ben Johnson leaving to Chicago. So he's got somebody already down the street that he got to deal with. You don't think Caleb Williams?
Is that a confirmed that Ben
Yeah,
Johnson from Chicago?
yeah. I've been calling that shit for like a month and a half. Like that was a done deal. Caleb Williams deserves to have somebody like that. Like Chicago, please help that kid out. So he's lost that, and like if the reports are true with Glenn possibly going to New York, and now you got to do it's a whole new world. We don't forget the fact Minnesota played their ass off last year. They were 14-3, and Green Bay is only going to get a year older. And if it's true, why not go get you Devontae Adams back or some shit like that? Like go because the problem at Green Bay is that like they don't have a number one ever since Devontae left. Some days it's Jalen Reed, some days it's Dobbs, some days it's Christian Watson playing high school. Now, if they can get like a dog again at receiver, that division don't get any easier, bro. And Chicago didn't play as well as they should have last year. They're not that far away. They got the talent. So the Lions got a lot to deal with over the next few years. So that window, should have brought out a Gelo Ball though. That was just that's where it went. The plan went sour. That's where the plan went sour. All right. Moving on to another issue that I had over the weekend from these playoff games. Let's just go to it and talk about the Kansas City Chiefs and the we watched Tom Brady and the Patriots for 20 years. get the benefit of the whistle a lot. And everyone's gonna be like, Patriot, ask a Patriot fan. Oh no, they didn't love us because if you think about it, Spygate, Deflate Gate, like they tried to tear the dynasty down. But like when you watch the game on the field, it was like, of course Tom's gonna get that call. Of course they're gonna get that holding call. Of course they're gonna pick up the whistle there. And it's like, okay, cool, whatever. Fast forward to 2024, 2025. Now we know. I think the ratings came out. The Kansas City Chiefs game against the Houston Texans. 23 million people watched that football game. You want to tell the people why? This young girl, this young blonde chick upstairs that's in the booth. Every time she's on the screen, it's like. So, do you think that are we just overreacting? That maybe the officiating isn't that bad, but or is it obvious? Because like now everybody's saying it. I mean, shit. Troy Aikman was saying it on TV. Like he was big mad about it. Like everybody's like, bruh, am I wrong to think that the officiating has been a little one-sided, or hey, just play football?
I mean, I think sometimes officiating can be one-sided in my humble opinion. I think that we want to see good football games, and we've been promised that it's Mahomes versus Josh Allen. And this is the first time we get to see it. Josh Allen is having the opportunity to do what I said he's never done. Win an MVP or possibly win an NFC champ or AFC championship. So we'll see what happens. I mean, you know which way I'm going on this because I can't stand Josh Allen.
Actually, you cheering for the Chiefs?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Damn, I'm trying. Listen, never mind. Go
ahead. But I think in the terms of Kansas City, there are some questionable plays that officiating gives it to Kansas City, and here's what it comes down to for me. And call me old school, call me proper, call me what you want. Nobody's a thug on that team. They ain't no thugs on that team. Everybody's like a yes sir, no sir. I'm sorry, it won't happen again.
Kansas City?
Yeah. There's none of that. There's none of that portrayal. And the cleaner you look, the more clean cut you look, the more militant you are, the better you're going to be with things. That's just the way it is. Be a good boy. Like, hey, be a good boy.
That's what the Patriots did. They ran that shit militant style.
Yeah.
They brought the Randy Moss and she got a little too loud. Got a little too loud.
I think Andy Reid gets the right players in there, the right guys that are level-headed, that know when I'm on the field, I'm not going to let my emotions get the best of me and get penalties. And the better that we look as a team, the better we're going to, look amongst the referees. It's another thing you got to look at too. That's why like CJ Gardner-Johnson scares me all the time because he's the kind of guy to do some crazy shit and get you a penalty. Carlton Davis, perfect example. He can make a big stop and then do something stupid and then tack on another 15 yards to him. You don't get those guys in your locker room. You just don't get them. And Andy's smart about it. But I do agree. I think Kansas City does get away with a lot of shit all the time. And it's just, we don't want to see it, but Kansas City people and people who are watching from afar would love to see what a three-peat looks like in the NFL. It's never been done, has it? Has it been done?
Not in the Super Bowl era. I think they said like the Packers, they won like 2 NFL championships and then they won the first Super Bowl. I think that was 67 to like 69. So like that was the last time but that wasn't necessarily 3 Super Bowls in a row. So we theoretically have never seen it before.
Yeah, but those were plumbers and fucking farmers playing then. So fuck that shit.
Right. So I was watching Invincible the other day. The Invincible movie with Mark Wahlberg, And Liz was like, how much were they getting paid back then? I was just looking at the salaries. They were getting WNBA money, bro. Like the best players were getting a little bit more bread because they're the best players. But everybody else on the team, oh, they was getting WNBA money. I was like,
50,000 a
that's why they
year.
had to go on strike. Damn. Holy shit.
Yeah. It becomes annoying after a while. I get it, but I'm happy for D Hop. I want D Hop, if he has the opportunity to get one, I want to see him go for it.
Hold on, man. I'm sorry. We stop it all. We are not.
No, fuck that. Go Birds all day. It's Birds all day.
I'm not
I
calling
said
my shot. I'm not calling my shot right now. My bad.
I said, all I'm saying is if he has the opportunity to go for one, this is what we were promised like 3 years ago. And then he went to the bullshit Titans. Like, what the fuck was the point of him going to the Titans? How do you undervalue a DeAndre Hopkins?
You
You
know
throw the
what's
ball 10 yards in front of that guy, he'll catch it.
insane? Patrick Mahomes threw the ball 25 times. He was 16 for 25, 177 yards. Very average game for his, for Patrick Mahomes, right? 7 targets, Travis Kelce. 5 targets, Xavier Worthy. 3 targets, Noah Gray. Kareem Hunt had the other target. Hopkins.
0.
My bad. 863. Hopkins, 1 target. Hollywood Brown, 2 targets. Juju Smith-Schuster, 1 target. Like they had 0 catches. DeAndre Hopkins, 0. Juju Smith-Schuster, 0. Hollywood Brown, 0. Like how it's like I don't know how they keep doing this shit. Like this is literally like Patriots all over again. It was Grunt sprinkling a little Edelman because Xavier Worthy, speedy guy that could just get open, right? Julian Edelman, quick feet, got open. And then everybody else, they got it where they fit in. Chad Johnson, remember Chad Johnson played for the Patriots at one point? He had like 15 catches a year. Like, somehow it's like, but you don't hear a peep. I haven't heard DeAndre Hopkins complain once.
Nope.
AJ Brown only gets 1 catch. He's reading books with a silent. Everybody's going crazy. Like it speaks to what you said. It's like, dog. Hollywood Brown is on his 4th team because his homeboy Lamar couldn't get him the ball. Kyler Murray couldn't get the ball, so this is his 3rd team. And he was all sad he couldn't get the ball from Lamar or Kyler Murray. He can't get the ball from Patrick Mahomes. Not a peep. Kadarius Toney said too much. You out of here, son. Like,
Yeah, they see it. They see the guys. They see cancer and immediately before diagnosis, cut it off. Gone.
Yeah.
Have fun in Cleveland. Now you're not even on a team. So and I feel bad for Ryans, man, for D'Amico. I feel bad for him, man, but they're a young team.
I mean, looking at that what you call it, that coaching tree that kind of came from San Francisco. Saleh got did dirty. And D'Amico done well, but like to his credit, he's like, he's probably a little bit mad about the refs. Who else came from there? Miami coach. What's his name? Mike McDaniel, whatever. What's his name again? Mike McDaniel.
Yeah.
He's like
You want to be here?
he's like, I'm here. Like I don't know. It's such a shot me.
Saleh's probably going back to the 49ers to be the defensive coordinator again. I keep reading, so I hope that for him.
That's typically how it works. Like you just go back to where you come from, bro. Like Josh McDaniels. Yeah, let me go be the OC. Let me just go back to New England. What am I?
That just hang it up. Like people should know now. Like you bamboozled us twice, and you couldn't even last the season. We're getting rid of your ass. So
I'm not a head coach, brother. You are a coordinator, and it's cool. Like we're gonna find out in this coaching cycle. It is cool that you are only good enough to be a coordinator. That's just the reality sometimes. Like it's not your fault. A head coach is supposed to be like an Andy Reid and a Bill Belichick, militant style, run the whole shit. You know what I mean? And have his little minions do everything else. That's how it's supposed to be. Like, but I don't know, it's tough. But yeah, on the Texans season, again, they played their ass off. They got that upset wild card win over the Chargers. C.J. Stroud played well. He played better in the playoffs. He did regress during the regular season a little bit. He did play a little bit better in the playoffs. Joe Mixon was a good signing to go get him. And to CJ Stroud's credit, his number one was out for like 6 weeks. Stephon Diggs tore his ACL, and then his whole boy fucked up his whole shit. And we don't even know he's gonna be back to go play next year because that happened, but that a couple weeks ago, right? So, and then he's playing with, but David Hutchinson, John Mechie. He's like a lot of guys who were just, and John Mechie, like, shout out to him in college. He was supposed to be all that. He went to the cancer.
Don't forget Robbie Trees.
Making his appearance. I'm like, damn, Bobby, you still playing? He needs to go back to the Rams. Like, he's like somebody, he just needs to, like, some people just need to go back to just, like, like where they're happier. Like, you were way happier over there. When YG was coming on the sideline and shit. Just, it was different. The energy was a little different. I want him to go back and just go be fun over there. Now, speaking of the Rams, we'll get to them in a little bit. We'll get to the Eagles, of course. I just want to, save us for last. We're going to talk about the game that was the most anticipated game of the weekend. The Lamar Jackson versus Josh Allen show. The battle of the MVPs. The battle of, like, who's the guy? Because it's like, we look at the AFC with Tom Brady. We all knew Peyton Manning was the guy, but Ben Roethlisberger was always there. Phillip Rivers was always there. Like, there was always a couple of guys that just kind of like tugged at the cape a little bit, right? We know Patrick Mahomes is the guy. And we know next up is probably Lamar. Like, remember, Peyton Manning won 5 MVPs? 4? Dog, Peyton Manning was the guy, but he had to go play Ben Roethlisberger in the playoffs sometimes. He had to go play Phillip Rivers. Now Lamar got to play Josh Allen. He's got to play, Justin Herbert. I don't know what's going to happen with him. Like, I said what I said about Justin Herbert. Like, everybody loves that dude. All of y'all love him. He's a good player, but the way they be talking about Herbert, bro, I'm like, yo, when it matters the most, 5 interceptions.
He needs a wide receiver one. He needs to get him a wide receiver one over there.
Everybody told me Quentin Johnson was. They got McConkey now. McConkey's a dog, bro. McConkey's not a dog. He's not a dog. Come on. Stop.
White, man. He white. Hey, fuck out here.
In Space Jam, they were like, Larry Bird's not white. He's clear. He's clear.
Bill Murray.
The game of the weekend, however you want to slice it. What was your biggest, your top 3 takeaways from that football game?
Lamar's got to be smarter. I don't think the pass that he threw that was intercepted, they showed that play a couple times, and the wide receiver, whoever it was, quit on him. Like, he slowed down.
You throw that pass. Somebody as good as Lamar Jackson, there's no way you just throwing that pass just to throw. Like, clearly there was a misinterpretation there. That was clear as day.
But he took ownership for it, and the media was like, "Oh, he throws too many turns." Like, that route was made for whoever that receiver. I think it was Bateman, and Bateman like quit on it, and I was just like, "You gotta be crazy." I think Lamar, he's gonna be fine, man. Like, I know we say this all the time when he loses, but he's a guy who doesn't let the media get to him, and he's so like, I love his passion when he loses. Like, he takes his ownership for real, and I can appreciate that from him. He's not out there like, oh man, like, we could do better, but like, he's like really pissed about it. Yeah. He's really pissed. I think the Bills, for all the shit that I talk about them, they find a way every year. But they got to go see what that bad man Patrick Mahomes is gonna do. So we'll see. And then lastly, there's a bounty on a man's head. It's a bounty on a man's head in Baltimore. So.
Is it a tight end that came from Oklahoma?
It's a man who fucked the entire football team. Hi, my name is Mark Andrews.
Damn, poor man. And it's crazy because
he has diabetes. I feel bad.
The way the season started for him in fantasy, everybody was like, "Oh, he's so trash." But then he started getting better every week, and he finished as like a top 5 tight end, right? And then this game happens.
Man,
and I'm just like,
I'm a big Mark Andrews fan. I really am. You have to make that catch, bro. I'm sorry. You are a pro athlete. You had that, but that's an easy catch.
It's not that easy. It's easy on Madden, maybe, but it ain't that easy. He's falling.
No.
He's falling. I know he's a professional athlete. He's a professional tight end. He should probably catch that football, but it's not like it was like. I mean, yes, he should have caught the football. I'm just trying to. I'm trying to throw my dog a bone, bro.
Yeah, I tried all night think of ways to do it, but he's one of the best to do it in the league right now. He's top 3 in my book still. He's still top 3.
Another drop. He had the fumble. I mean, I forgot who took. He just took that shit from him. I was like, Mark.
He had 2 drops all year, 2 drops and 2 in this game.
Yeah, buddy. I'm telling you, he had money on the Bills. There's no way he didn't have money on the Bills. He was too influential. My big problem.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you my big.
And Josh Allen protects the ball well, man. I give him his flowers. He protects the ball well, and I'm still.
Repeat that. You're still what? You froze for a second.
I said I'm gonna be a Josh Allen hater until he proves me wrong. I'll always be that, but the man protects the football, and he's a damn good football player. Now it's going to come down to who wins MVP because he beat Lamar. Will that be the solidifying factor?
The voting already ended. They said as soon as the last game is ended, I think it's midnight that night or noon the next day. The votes have to be in, no matter what. So the votes were already in, no matter before that game even started. However, whoever wins it now, if it's Lamar who wins it, they're going to be like, "Oh, Josh Allen got robbed." You know what I mean? And if Josh Allen wins, you know how the media likes to cape for him and everything like that. Yeah, you saw the masterful performance that he put on in that football game and this, that, and the third, even though it wasn't like he played well. He played well. But to me, that was a great team effort by the Bills in general. Now, I got to give my beefs that I got because this is the shit that's been bothering me about the Ravens all year, and he did it again. Who was their biggest off-season signing in the running back, right? Derrick Henry, right? Yeah. All right. Derrick Henry had 16 carries. Let's go compare that to his other starting running backs that played this weekend. James Cook on the other sideline, 17 carries. Saquon Barkley, the other big signing, 26 carries. Kyron Williams, 19 carries. Brian Robinson, the one that got shot, 15 carries. Only one less than Derrick Henry. Only because Jayden Daniels had 16 carries. Jayden Daniels, the quarterback, had the same amount of carries as Derrick Henry. Jahmyr Gibbs had 2 less carries. We had 2 touchdowns to go with that. And he had 6 catches. So every other running back that played this weekend for the most part. Oh, I didn't go to the Chiefs. The Chiefs are just weird. Kareem Hunt, 8. But Joe Mixon, the other big signing, 18. So think about it. Big signing Mixon, 18. Kyrie Williams, 19. Saquon, 26. Like everybody else carried the football. Why do they take the ball out of his hands? Run the football. Lamar, it's not like Lamar had 15 carries. He had 6. He had 6 carries. It's not like Lamar was doing anything crazy running the football. So that was what bothered me. Because like when you are Derrick Henry is effective when? Because they keep handing him the ball, and it gets harder and harder to tackle somebody that's 240 pounds of pure muscle running at you straight line over and over and over. Saquon Barkley, eventually, he's going to break loose because they don't want to tackle you no more. Because it's like, bro, he keeps hitting us. The offensive line is just moving people out the way. Like, we talk about what do you do in January when you want to make it to the Super Bowl? You got to play defense. And you got to run the football. That is how it works. You know what I mean? Like, let's look at all the teams that won. Josh Allen, 127 passing yards. Jayden Daniels was the only one that went crazy. So he was the anomaly. 299 passing yards, and the dude, he's a dog, right? Patrick Mahomes, he had 177 passing yards. Jalen Hurts had 128 passing yards. Like, we don't need you to air that bitch out. We need you to run. It's cold, bro. Run the football. Go play defense. Time of possession. Don't turn the ball over. It's literally a simple math. And because I don't know what it is, it's like Baltimore keeps trying to prove something. Like, oh, we got to prove this or prove that. I'm like, bro, I know you have an MVP quarterback, basically. I get it. But we don't always have to prove that in the playoffs. Like, just go win the football game. Like, I don't see Mahomes going out there doing stupid shit. It's just smart football. He knew I'm gonna get the ball to Travis Kelce over and over and over until you stop it. Eagles, we're gonna pass it, we're gonna hand the ball off to Saquon until you can't stop it. Like, it's supposed to be simplified in the playoffs. And that's what Dan Campbell's been going through. And I've seen that with Harbaugh a lot. He makes those same mistakes during the regular season. Going for it on 2 when he shouldn't. Doing this when he shouldn't. Calling this shit when he shouldn't. So it's like, I know you want to be, the smart guy in the room, but like, simplify the game, bro. It's not supposed to be that complicated. So that was my biggest gripe on the Ravens, was that they got to just stop getting in their own way, because they could easily have won this football game. Lamar Jackson, I'll take that interception away, still threw for 18 for 25 for 254 yards. So his quarterback rating was 114. Josh Allen's quarterback rating was 86. It's not like Josh Allen outplayed Lamar, but Josh Allen didn't turn the ball over, and he didn't do anything stupid. They got to the goal line and said, "Hey, run it in." Cool. I'll run it in. It's simple, right? So Baltimore just got to simplify that shit. To me, that's the only way they're going to get over that hump and get back to the Super Bowl. Is like, I don't know, just simplify that shit. Maybe because they remember Joe Flacco was just back there airing that bitch out during that playoff run that they had, and it cost them $126 million. So, maybe that's what, I don't know if that's what it was, cool. But, bro, simplify the football game. And now we'll talk about running the football. So might as well talk about the three of the best runs that I've ever seen in my entire life when I was watching the Philadelphia Eagles. First one, Jalen Hurts takes that bitch about 50 yards down the right hash. This is before the snow, and that was to start the game. Jalen Hurts rushing touchdown from 50 yards. I was like, oh, they can't stop the run still. Last time we played the Rams, we ran 299 yards at them. I was like, they're going to have to adjust somehow, right? We did it again. We did it again. Saquon Barkley just running in the snow. It's just magical bullshit that's going on during that football game with him running. And then what happened? And what did it come down to? Run the football and play defense. Last drive, everyone just assumed that Stafford was just going to take his team down the field and score a touchdown. Was I worried? I was like Pinky from next Friday. I was like, hey, have you a little fucked up? I ain't gonna lie. Well, that's Friday after next. Yeah, I was a little concerned. Little concerned. But Jalen Carter, Dolan Smith, them Georgia boys, dog. Whew. Thank you, Howie Roseman. Like, Howie Roseman was on full display in this football game. For him to go draft Jalen Hurts in the second round, even though we already just paid Carson Wentz, for him to go be like, y'all don't want Saquon? Cool. For him to draft all these Georgia boys, for him to go pick up Isaiah Rodgers, even though we didn't really, he picked him up, I think, from Indianapolis, for him to draft Cooper DeJean and draft Keon Mitchell, who got hurt, but for him to just have Zach Bond was a Saints special teamer who was getting paid pennies. Now
all pro.
He's the highest rated linebacker in the league this year, making plays after plays. I mean, they put his stats next to Luke Kuechly's MVP. I mean, defensive MVP year. I was like, golly, like the dude. It's like Jordan Mailata, 7th round pick out of New Zealand. never played a lick of football in his life. They saw this kid playing rugby. They said, "Oh yeah, we could use that over here." One of the best left tackles in the league, like Cam Jurgens, Mekhi Becton. Y'all was like, "Yeah, we cool. We don't need him no more." Mekhi Becton, one of the best right guards in the league, dog. It's just, I listen. That whole game, I'm watching the game, and normally I'm like cheering and da da da. This time I was just quiet because I was just watching like, wow, I can't believe this team that we put up on the field. Like, we really have all this shit. It's like, how do we get all like any other team that played how we play? Sometimes we do dumb shit too, just like the Ravens and just like all these other teams. But we just find a way to just get the shit done. So I get off my soapbox just to say, thank you, New York. I really do appreciate y'all. What was your your biggest takeaways from your future team that you just have to claim at some point? The Philadelphia Eagles. Go Birds.
Birds, go Birds all day. My girl's gonna make me a fan. Both of y'all gonna make me fans of them. But Saquon Barkley is like Jalen Hurts already had my ear. Saquon Barkley has my attention. That man is special, and we were promised that this is the best running back ever to play the game, and we didn't get to see that in New York. And you're getting to see why he was crowned that. The man makes it easy. and you saw him in that game when he ripped that 70-yard run. Look at Jalen Hurts and say, "Watch this, confidently."
Everyone says I've seen 5 different accounts of him saying 5 different things. Long story short, we know he was like, "Oh, I got this shit." Basically, whatever he said, he looked over and he saw what the fuck's going on over there. He was like, "Oh yeah, I got that." Jalen Hurts had the touchdown already up from 5 yards after he got out of the line of scrimmage. That's how. Oh my god, bro. Jeez Louise, Papa G, bro. This is beautiful. Anyway, sorry, continue.
I'm a big Saquon fan, man. Like it pains me to say that, but he doesn't play for the Giants anymore, and I love seeing his success. And once again, another professional athlete, just like Jalen Hurts is. Both of them are pros at their craft. The way they carry themselves, the way they play the game. They don't cheat the game. They're just really good at what they do. And that's another team that I'm like, they got all the right guys there. C.J. Gardner-Johnson is the only one that I'm like, but he's got his shit together. He's been pretty quiet lately, so I got to give him his props. And they have fun. They just have fun, and they're good at what they do. But taking away from that game, the Rams, they didn't go down. They didn't like lay down. They were throwing it right back at them, man. Those boys, they're the young defense that they got. How many sacks did they have in the playoffs? It was like 20 something.
They had the 8 or 9 versus the Vikings, and I think 7 against us. So like 15, 16.
That's wild.
Crazy.
That's wild. They hit a home run with their D-line draft picks, both from Florida State.
Yeah, Jared Verse, he was talking all that bullshit, but
yeah, he went home.
Up. He did kind of back it up. Although he couldn't close it out, he got ran on a couple times. He did back his. I never actually watched him play like that close and personal. I was like, oh, he's good.
Saquon got him in the end, man. And 1, 2, 3 Cancun. So enjoy it, buddy. Enjoy it. I'm happy for the Eagles. I thought Lamar's out because I was conflicted. I kept telling. I don't know.
I'm gonna need you to repeat the last 15 seconds of what you just said because you've been frozen.
I know it keeps freezing over here. Sorry, I'm in Odessa. I said I'll be conflicted if the Eagles or if Lamar wins. So now that Lamar's out, it's go Birds all the way, man. I got my Saquon jersey on order, so don't worry.
And I just want to give a shout out to Devontae Smith. He broke the Philadelphia Eagles all-time playoff receiving record for a career. all like he's only been here for 4 years. Harold Carmichael had that shit for 40 years. Devontae Smith has been for 4. Already got that record. That's why I wanted to make sure I represent my dog today, Skinny Batman. But nah, this is. I mean, I look at some of my favorite Eagles teams that I've watched. The Terrell Owens team was like
my favorite. This is my favorite team to watch, man.
The Terrell Owens team was like that's what really started me to be like I'm diehard. It was that Terrell Owens, Brian Dawkins, Lito Shepherd, Donovan McNabb, Brian West. That team really like captivated me a lot. Fast forward, the Deshaun Jackson, Shady McCoy. Like Shady McCoy is like my second and third favorite Eagle. Like Brian Dawkins is my favorite. It's hard for me to not count Terrell Owens because he was only there for a year and change. But I love Terrell Owens, and then like Shady McCoy was like my dog. So that was another team that I really loved, the Mike Vicks, and even when we had Nick Foles, the first time around, that team was fun. The Super Bowl team was obviously fun. The team a couple years ago was fun because we got a lot of sacks. But this team, right, it's like the vibes are just so good. And it's like everything we do is just like it's really it's Saquon, dog. Like when you have a leader like I don't know, I don't understand like why some of these GMs and people who make these decisions only pay attention to the numbers and the XYZs and the contract implications. I'm like, do you not know what this dude does for your locker room?
Look at the character of a man. Look at the character of a man.
Dog, anybody else doing if this was Miles Sanders that was playing well at running back, right? AJ Brown's not happy. I'm sorry, dog. Like AJ Brown has 3 catches combined in these 2 playoff games. He is not happy. But because it's Saquon Barkley, everybody falls in line. Everybody falls in line.
Reading Rainbow on the sidelines.
Everybody's like, you know what? Every time they go up to him, like, yo, you're the best football player I've ever seen in my life. Everybody's been saying that over and over. So when he got drafted to New York, I was so mad because I liked Saquon before this. I was a huge Saquon fan. I was like, this dude is so like good, like a good, like I don't even like Penn State. I liked him in Penn State. I'm like, yo, this dude is just so like nice and good. I'm like, damn, why you gotta go to such a shitty team? And then somehow the universe allows me to be the best. Like, dog, I literally every time I watch him, when he made that 70-yard run, you wouldn't think I went crazy and started jumping around, right? I didn't move a muscle. I sat there in shock. I was like, I can't believe he's on my team. Like, can you imagine if like Aaron Rodgers became what he was supposed to for y'all? It was just throwing 5,000 yards, and you would have been like, finally, we got a quarterback after all of these years. That's how you're gonna feel when the Jets finally get like a stud. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh shit, I've not seen. This is the impact Terrell Owens had. Terrell Owens broke his ankle, all fucked up. Super Bowl, 9 catches, 122 yards on one leg. That was the last time that I watched the player, and I was like, how does this happen? Saquon is just first ballot, dog. First ballot.
My girl was going back to Philly on the plane, stuck on the tarmac, waiting to leave Tampa. So I had to give her the play-by-play each time. And she said that like one girl in front of her had the stream and she was like trying to peek over and watch. She said when he ran a 70-yard run, the entire plane just like jumped up and you could feel the plane like rumble, man. It was wild.
You know, it's crazy. Last year, around this time is when Tampa played Philadelphia. And I'm flying back from Houston to Tampa. So it's all a plane full of Bucks fans. And they were whooping our ass. You know what I mean? And we were same thing. It was icy conditions. So by the way, y'all, it's snowing in Houston, Texas, and in North Florida. My sister sent me
and New Orleans.
Right, it's snowing. So you want to talk about this world crazy? The world's crazy right now. But anyway, last year in Houston, same thing, icy conditions. So we were stuck on it. We were stuck on the thing. We couldn't move. and I'm just listening to all these Bucks fans like go crazy, right? So I had to endure that, and then a year later, watch Saquon Barkley run for 70 yards. Now I was like, how in 1 year? How can this have happened? So bro, thank you New York, thank you Howie Roseman, thank you Jeffrey Lurie, thank, thank you guys. You guys changed my life. You changed my life. I appreciate y'all. So, all right, let's move on for these playoff games and kind of just go on to next weekend and kind of just predict what we expect to happen. Who are your two teams that are making it to the Super Bowl?
Kansas City and Eagles again.
What is going to be the biggest reason Kansas City wins? Is going to be the biggest reason the Eagles win.
The biggest reason Kansas City wins is because the refs and or the coin toss at the end. So I think, but in all seriousness, I think it's going to be a well-controlled game. I know Patrick Mahomes turns the ball over, but when he does, he gets right back in it. The only time he turns the ball over a lot is when he doesn't really give a shit because they've got like 6 games over the next team below them. So, and for Philadelphia, I think it comes down to more experience and hunger. I think Saquon really, really wants this, and Jalen Hurts really, really wants this, and that defense. I saw Darius Slay sighting. I couldn't believe I saw him again. I was like, oh shit, Darius Slay's still there.
Yeah.
I remember he was a lockdown corner, and I saw him make big plays on big name receivers. So I think they've bought into this. I think, when the regular season starts, how we talk shit about the top teams, we're like, they're not that good. And that was going on with the Eagles all year in Kansas City. And I think that's a stupid thing to say. I think that's a dumb thing to say, because if you're undefeated and you're 13-0 and we're like, oh, you're not the number one team in power rankings, like, who putting the Lions there? Where are the Lions at now? Like, there's a reason that they're that good. Same thing with the Eagles. We're putting them at 5. Like, do you not know who that they got on this team? Like, this is God sent. This is something that doesn't happen. And Howie Roseman, there needs to be a statue built of that man. Like, the entire city of Philadelphia should name a sandwich after him called the Howie. And I swear to God, like, Hungry Howie's, whatever.
I better have that shit.
Bro, like, that man is God, how he puts a roster together. And he's not your typical GM. He's on the sidelines. He's not in the box. He's on the sidelines.
He's not always. He comes down in the fourth quarter, kind of like Arthur Blank, kind of like a lot of these dudes. He does come down because he's, at the end of the day, he's a football fan. Like, some of these GMs, I mean, these team owners and GMs and shit like that, they just, they just doing their job, whatever. Some of them don't really care. And I compared it to Arthur Blank. Arthur Blank is the team owner, so yeah, completely different. You're absolutely right. So that's when I think about other GMs. Yeah, not too many GMs are down there. But it's like we got Howie, we got Big Dom, we got like a mob there, bro.
He's homegrown too since 2000, bro. He's since 2000 been there in the front office getting coffee to being the GM.
Yeah.
Man has paid his dues from Brooklyn, New York. I'm sure he's a Giants fan, but forgot all about the Giants. Ain't going back now.
I think he was an Eagles fan.
Yeah, they all say that. I'm pretty sure there's a picture.
You know what college he went to?
Huh?
You know what college he went to?
Temple? I don't know.
University of Florida.
Really?
He's a Gator.
And he's Jewish too, so it makes sense. So.
What was I about to say? Fucking Howie. I forget it. I forgot what I was gonna say. But he's just he got demoted, but let Chip Kelly take his job, got his job back. Like, he drafted Jalen Reagor, and everybody wanted him. I was done. I was like, who? I remember that day like it was yesterday. It was during COVID. I sat there like, who the? Bro, I was ready to just give it all up. I said, I guess I'm a Bucks fan now.
I remember when we went to Blind Goat too, man. I remember a defeated man come back to life. I saw a dead body. Y'all want to see a dead body? This man jumped up when he heard A.J. Brown and then Jalen Carter to follow right behind him when they didn't get Jamison Williams. Be happy you don't have Jameson Williams because I think that guy's a head case, to be honest with you. I think he's a head case. So be happy. He doesn't fit the mold of Eagle culture.
I thought Jalen Carter was a head case, but look at him.
They got him in the right situation. But man, the Eagles, I think it's gonna come down to experience. It's been an 11-year playoff drought for Washington. So the Eagles being in this kind of position.
My dog, you froze. Eagles being in this position.
They split 1-1, so somebody's got to win.
Yep.
And when they were out, I think Jalen Hurts was out, so they were resting in one game. So now they got to see him.
They could cuss my dog.
Oh yeah.
They could cuss my dog in the first quarter. Kenny Pickett's small ass hands came in and couldn't do shit with the football.
Can't even hold a Whopper with those hands.
Now, you know what's funny? They were making fun of the media for making fun of his hands in the combine. They're like, why do y'all care so much about his hand size? Can he throw the football? Yes. Like everybody was just so rah for Kenny Pickett. Now I got to watch with my own eyes. I said, this motherfucker can't hold on to the football. He kept fumbling and dropping it and this and that. I'm like, that's why. I think they crazy when they measuring your hands. So that's why. You got big ass Frankie Louvu and all these people from Washington coming over swiping at you. Of course, you need to hold on to the football. All right, Chiefs, Bills. I went and shout out to the Bills fans. You know, y'all are cool, man. Bills, hey, come on, bro. You don't want to get thrown through a table one time? Come on, Dudley boy. You ain't trying to get thrown to the table one time.
I kick a motherfucker through a table and have him like it.
Anyway, shout out to the bro. If something happened to one of y'all players, just know the Bills are picking up the dime. All right.
You know it.
Okay then. Okay. So anyway, shout out to the Bills fans. But I'm going off of the assumption that we're going to beat Washington. Here's why I think we're going to beat Washington. Because we pissed off about that last game. There's no way in hell we should have let that game happen and let them. We can't let them come to Philly and get away with that shit. So, am I worried? Yes, I'm worried about Jayden Daniels. You know what this team reminds me of? Like Cincinnati a couple years ago. They don't know what they don't know, and that's the scary. They're not supposed to go up into Detroit and beat that team by that many points. They're not supposed to do that. They're not supposed to go down to Tampa and not be scared of the moment. They're not supposed to do that. They are not supposed to go to Philly. And if it snows, damn well she's not supposed to go to Philly and go, go win, right? They don't know that though. They just play because it's cool, bro. Like they just love football. They just love football. So I am concerned. And I am concerned with our injuries that we keep every one by one. Keon Mitchell, N'Kobe Dean. I'm seeing players get, Jalen Hurts knee bent backwards. Like, I'm a little concerned. But all in all,
enjoy the Potomac, assholes.
all in all, though, I hope that our defense is so inspired from that last game where we turned them over 5 times. Oh, and that game, C.J. Gardner-Johnson got thrown out of that game too because he was chirping, and they threw him out. And that's what you talk about, wild card, right? Threw him out. Jalen Hurts gets knocked out. So it was just a weird game. And I feel like they're going to be like, we got to get our get back. So I think we come back, get our lick back. I got us winning that game 24-14. All right. Then we go over to we're the Sunday game at 3:00. And then Kansas City and Buffalo is right after, right? I want to play Kansas City in the Super Bowl because I want my lick back. When we lost to Tom Brady in 2004, I bet money with my classmates, like, oh, the Eagles are going to win, I was sure of it. That was the first time I ever bet on the Eagles. And that Monday after was the worst that I ever felt. The last time I felt that bad was when the Sixers lost to the Lakers. I never seen one game one, and then we just got gentlemen swept out of that. I didn't feel that bad again until that game, right? And I felt sick. But it took years to go see that boy Mahomes again. I mean, see that boy Tom Brady again. But when we got to see Tom Brady again, Nick Foles didn't matter, bro. We went, we played our ass off, and we got our lick back. Now, I don't want to have to wait 15 years to get my lick back on Patrick Mahomes. I want that shit right the fuck now because I'm tired of all the bullshit. So if anybody's going to save y'all from seeing Taylor Swift all year long, over and over and over, if anybody's going to save y'all from this three-peat, I'm telling you right now, count on us. Count on your boy. Vote for me. I know y'all don't want to see me shine, but I'm going to shine anyway because I love me some me. All right? Fly, Eagles, fly. We're going back to the Super Bowl. We're playing the Chiefs. And once that game is solidified, I'll make my selections on that game next week or the week after. We'll figure it out. All I'm saying is that I want my lick back, so that's why I'm rooting for the Chiefs. Now, if the Bills make it, cool, whatever. But I am rooting for the Chiefs because I want my lick back, bro. That's what I want. So, yeah, I've said my piece, but you got to come see me, Patrick Mahomes. You got to come see me, dog. I might fly to New Orleans. Fuck it, I don't know. Shit. Y'all don't have to come see me. Yeah. So yeah, that's my pick. And I got the Chiefs. I'll say the Chiefs win a weird, like low scoring type of game. It'll be like 18-15. It's gonna be one of the weird kind of bullshit games with them two. It's the Bills and like Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen is a rivalry. Not really because one always won, but Josh Allen did win this year in the regular season. So I think that's probably why I think the Chiefs are gonna win because they look back from that loss. That was their first loss of the season. So I think revenge is gonna be the name of the game this weekend, and we're gonna get round two. Fight. You can tell Jalen Hurts, we coming for y'all, baby. Woo, woo, woo. All right. Let's move on. I know we talked about Eric Glenn, we talked about Ben Johnson. Is there any other coaches out there that what's your take on this deal? You think that's gonna happen?
I think if Deion's smart, he stays. Don't take that job.
Take that job, bro. And not because I hate the Cowboys, but like, bro.
It's not. Deion is like a conjuring of it sounds so weird to say, of like young men. Like the way he gets a locker room to follow him at a young age, he changes kids' lives. He really does. And I hate all this Deion slander. Like I think it's stupid. They're like, oh, you should be winning national. Like Deion is running into this game full steam ahead without a lot of experience, okay? And he's getting big name recruits. And
this is his fifth year coaching college football.
Yeah.
3 in Jackson State in 2 years. Like,
there's guys like what's his face? Rich Rodriguez that flame out. Sorry, I know it's blue. Flame out.
He's trash. Trust me.
Chip Kelly had his shine, went to the bigs, had a little bit of shine, but couldn't get it done, and boom, gone immediately to an offensive coordinator. There's just guys that you know, and I think Deion knows where he. If anything, take the next step and go to a bigger program after you build this up. If you can, Florida State would be great.
I think that would be awesome. Him to be the goal should be Florida State, not the Cowboys.
It should. And then if it gets to the point that you're, doing very well, jump ship. Go ahead, try the NFL. But right now, bro, you're the Buffs, fucking Colorado, they love that man. They've given him everything to keep him happy and keep him there. Him and the athletic director have a great relationship. Great relationship. To the point they don't want to lose that man. And he knows it's Deion Sanders. He knows at some point that man's gonna leave.
Yep. And so, I'll be disappointed if he leaves those kids. I feel like he's already started to bring in new recruits. He's got get people coming in to transfer. I think he's better suited coaching young boys to become better rather than grown men talking about, like I
I'm
get it.
better than you wash. This is like
Yeah,
it's one thing to have a man with an ego to coach kids to get them to get that ego that he had, that finesse. But to coach somebody that thinks that they're oh you a has been is coaching me. He can't even cut it in college.
yeah,
I just don't think it's a good look. I don't want him to leave. But if he does, I'd be happy for him. I'd be happy for him. Dion's had a great journey, but I think his calling is college football right now.
yeah. I think just me personally, I like the Jackson State thing. I understood him taking a better job in Colorado. That was just you got to do that. If he
Yeah.
leaves to go to the NFL though, it kind of just it'll annoy me a little bit. It doesn't feel like it's right for him. But anyway, we know Rabel and Josh McDaniels are running it back in New England, so here comes the dynasty. Here it comes. I know Tennessee hired a GM. We know Ben Johnson in Chicago. Trying to think what else was a big deal. We know Mike McCarthy is out because they didn't want to renew his contract. So Cowboys, it's going to be another puppet probably. If it's not Dion, it'll be another Geppetto situation over there. Outside of that, oh yeah, Las Vegas. That's a big one right there because they got rid of everybody. Tom Brady cleaning house from his Fox Sports booth. He cleaning house. AP gone. The GM is gone. Offensive coordinator and quarterback coach is gone. Offensive line coach is gone. It's like damn. It wasn't that bad. So the report was Ben Johnson was going to get a call, but he obviously no, that can't happen, dog. Can't happen. Um, I don't know. I don't know what would be like a. Oh wow, what a great move! Because like at this point, Ben Johnson was the hottest thing smoking. He was like anybody gonna go get him. Now that he's gone, it's like did they go with defensive route again? Go get another defensive coach? No, because they probably want to build up a quarterback, but then they got a quarterback. They don't have a quarterback, and they have the seventh pick. So are they trading up? A lot of shit has to happen in New York. Y'all, I mean, in Las Vegas, y'all, right? No head coach, no GM. I know you said number one for you would be Sexy Rex, and number two would be Aaron Glenn. Have you heard anything about your GM situation?
We've interviewed quite a few candidates that don't turn my head except for Louis Riddick. That's the only one.
Well, there's a lot to figure out. So let's not get ahead of ourselves.
We've interviewed probably 4 or 5 GMs, and we've interviewed maybe like 12 head coaches right now.
I can tell you, damn, y'all interviewed y'all interviewed about 15 GMs. Oh no, y'all have interview requests for a lot of people on this shit. Yeah, Louis Riddick is one that stands out the most. Some of these people's organizations. Mike Greenberg is the assistant GM for the Bucks. Y'all completed that one already. Now, actually, y'all completed a lot. Y'all completed like 15 GM interviews too. Head coach, same thing. Joe Brady, Brian Flores,
Arthur Smith. Why?
I don't know. I don't understand that one. Yeah, I did interview Rabel. He obviously got hired. Yeah, y'all have the longest list of people that's been interviewed, which is insane. Like y'all triples everybody else's stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
What are we doing? And going back to the Saints is another one that's open. I heard Aaron Glenn is an option there as well. Cliff Kingsbury, that one's scheduled.
The Bucks offensive coordinator, a lot of people are looking at him too.
Yeah.
Jaguars job is open too.
I heard the Jags might be looking to hire the offensive coordinator for the Bucks. That seems to be like
that's what I keep seeing too.
Word on the street. The Raiders
money on gas, get some better players in the locker room.
The Raiders have scheduled Pete Carroll, scheduled Aaron Glenn, scheduled Vance Joseph, scheduled Ron Rivera, scheduled Robert Saleh.
Yeah, that was one I saw.
And he could fit. He could fit down there. He has that Raider energy to me. And then Steve Spagnuolo.
He doesn't need to be there.
Yeah, it's just another shitty situation. It's just another organization that got a lot of bullshit that they've been dealing with for years. So, damn. All right, there's a lot of names out there. Oh, Cowboys. They have interviewed Leslie Frazier, Kellen Moore, Robert Saleh as well, and Brian Schottenheimer. So
Robert Saleh that would be the job for him, I would say, if any of teams.
the Cowboys.
Yes.
What's the difference between the Cowboys and the Raiders?
Huh? It's a better roster.
It's the same bullshit. Martin Davis, Jerry Jones.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to see him there at all. But
you think he's gonna be a puppet? Robert Saleh, a puppet?
No, he already had to be a puppet.
Hell no.
I keep seeing him either going to the 49ers as a defensive coordinator again, or the Jaguars is what I keep seeing.
Jags?
You know, it'd be a great fit for him, being the defensive coordinator for the Lions. That would, if Glenn leaves, that would be perfect. He gets to go back home.
Him and Dan. Well, he's already completed his defensive coordinator interview for the 49ers. So we know that's happened. Yeah, the names I've seen. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun time. It's gonna be a fun time. Like NFL offseason typically does not disappoint. It's just typically we're gonna see some crazy shit that we don't even know is coming. But for what it's worth, though, the Jets are desperate because they've literally interviewed everybody.
Arthur Smith. When you hit Arthur Smith, that's when you hit your bottom of the barrel.
That's Aaron Glenn is the only one out of all these people who has a second interview scheduled, though. So don't let him out the building. Don't let him out the building. Even though he just gave up 45 points to Jayden Daniels, but hey, no small on his name.
Hey man, they had a lot of injuries on that defense, though.
They did. No, too spending. No, they did. So, all right, let's pivot. Let's go to the National Basketball Association. All-star voting. The starters have been. I think voting is closed. So I think I don't know if it's gonna be this week or next week. We'll get the announcement of the NBA All-Star starters. Now, this year, I know it's like I always say like NBA, they started around Halloween. Ain't nobody really watching around that time. Now you have the in-season tournament, so you can kind of start tuning in a little bit earlier. Then you have Christmas time, but then NFL will start taking over Christmas. But once it turns that corner to the new year, but in January, it's like the dog days where everybody's like, am I going to get traded? Am I going to get traded? Da, 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 da. So how plugged in, because at least the Knicks are doing well, right? So you got to be a little plugged in. So how plugged in have you been to the NFL season? To NBA season so far?
I've been watching.
Okay. Just before we get to our All-Stars, what has been some interesting things that you've been paying attention to in the National Basketball Association? Because there's been a lot. I'm a nerd, so I've been watching. I will say I've watched a lot more college basketball this year, but I've been very, very plugged in, locked in the whole way through the NBA just because fantasy, the show, the podcast that I watch, et cetera, et cetera. But what's been big takeaways for you?
I'll be honest with you. Like, I've just been keeping up with stats more than watching because being displaced has been kind of tough for me over here. So I've been more like watching shorts, reels, reading the stat books, following the rumors on Twitter, things like that.
You're a Gen Zer, I get it.
Nah, it's not even that. I literally have been busy with work, and I don't have the normal setup like I do in my house. Every day I be watching basketball. I know that. Watching football. I have not watched sports continuously since the end of October when the hurricane hit. So it's been kind of But I have been paying attention to a lot. So the one thing I'm taking away from the NBA season so far this year has been a lot of crybabies, man. A lot of crybabies in basketball. The whole Jimmy Butler thing, the whole Bradley Beal thing. It's coming to the point that it's like is Bradley Beal that good anymore that he makes your team that much better? And the whole Jimmy Butler thing is like, don't hold the man hostage. Just if he wants out, let the man go. Let him go.
But you see how Pat Riley is, bro.
Yeah.
As great as he's been, he's a stubborn ass motherfucker. So very stubborn. The way Wade got kicked out of town, basically. He ran Wade County out of his own damn city, bro. Come on, man. Sent his ass packing up to Cleveland and Chicago and shit. That should have never been a jersey we ever saw him wear, bro.
No. But I'm not really holding it against. I think Jimmy kind of shot himself in the foot in the offseason when he said what he said, and Pat Riley like what did you do in the playoffs? Shut up. These other teams are there. Shut up. I think Pat Riley carries a big stick, and you have to follow what Pat says. And I think Jimmy might have got a little out of line, and it is what it is. But if the man wants to be gone, send his ass. You're good at doing what you do. Rebuild. Yeah. And in the case of the Phoenix Suns and the Bradley Beal saga, it's like, y'all suck already. Like, y'all trash. I'm sorry. Like, you went and got Richard Mahomes or whatever. Like, that's going to be your new guy? That's the saver to play center? Exactly. Cares.
Oh, no. They got that Nick Richards.
Or Nick Richards, whatever the fuck his name.
No. He can rebound, bro. Look, I play fantasy. I've had to stream him a couple times.
I play too. I get it.
I had to stream him a couple times, so he grabs rebounds.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, I don't know, man. Like, it's becoming a younger team, a younger player game. Like, the guys that we're used to seeing, they're on the way out. D Rose is out. He's gone. He's not coming back. It's beautiful to see his send-off. LeBron, I don't know much more he's got. Kevin Durant, the last thing I want to see Kevin Durant do is average 14 points a game. I don't want to see that.
No, but yeah, look, remember the Olympics was just a couple months ago, and it was LeBron, KD, and Steph. It was the most beautiful. It was like the world was given a gift. And then you look at the standings. Lakers 22-18, Phoenix 21-21, Golden State 21-21. They're all fighting for playing spots, and it's just grim, dog. It's grim, and it's like we are at the age where we have to accept that things are changing, not only in the league, but the mantle is being handed over. Like OKC is 35-7. Like their team average age is 23. They are jits, bro. They are children. Houston Rockets are second place. They got Jalen Green led by Dre Carter. That's they man, bro. And then they got Ja Morant leading Memphis. They got and then Denver. I don't know how they do what they do. Jokic might be the best player of all time for all we know. We gotta stop making fun of that dude. It's like the torch has been passed, and I think it's just something that we'll have to like come to grips with. I think it's. I remember a lot of fans, older fans, when Michael Jordan retired, they was like, "Man, it ain't gonna be the same around here without no Jordan." And I, as a kid at that time, I said, "Man, screw Michael Jordan. We got Tracy McGrady, we got Allen Iverson, we got Kobe Bryant, we got Ray Allen, we got Paul." I thought we was in great hands, but the old folk didn't see it like that. Now we the old folk. The young folk, they got John Morant, Anthony Edwards, Luka Doncic, Jason. They got stars, but we just get off my lawn. They shoot too many threes. Why they show them guns in the video? It's like we just mad about everything. And I'm like,
off my lawn.
I was like, you know what? Maybe I gotta stop being bitter and just be open to the fact that this is what the hell it is. I think that's just what it is, bro. We just gotta just.
Maybe the funniest thing he said. Get off my lawn. They shoot too many threes. Oh my God.
But I mean, but that's what. Think about it. That's all the discourse has been all year. The ratings are down because they shoot too many threes. That's all I hear, and everybody's crying. Everybody's crying. Ratings are down. Too many threes. That's all I hear. And LeBron sucks. Steph is old. Kevin Durant is just there. It's like It's the same shit.
It's crazy to see like media now compared to then, because they would never bash these guys like that. Even when Patrick Ewing went to like the Supersonics, they weren't like writing that man and dragging him to the ground. No, they weren't like it is now. There's just too many.
Kid, I saw him. I'm like, yo, get this dude out of the league. That's what these kids are thinking. They see these old guys. They say, yo, get out of the league, bro. We don't need you no more.
It comes down to like just respect for the players, man. You gotta respect these guys. Like, did LaMelo Ball win front court for the All-Star game?
It has been well. So the starters haven't been announced yet, but he's the leading fan vote. Have you not watched it? No, LaMelo. I'm telling you, these kids love. They love them. They love them shoes. They love them damn Pumas.
Shoes are ugly.
They buying them off the shelf, bro. They love Gelo Ball's rap career. They love, we tell you.
When I was in Philly, I was talking to my girl's nephews. I've never felt more old in my life. I've never felt more old in my life. Guess
Go ahead.
Guess what their favorite player was?
Paul George. You ain't even gotta tell me. Paul George to these kids is literally the greatest basketball player of all time.
I was like, why do you like Paul George? and they were like, bro, like the way he plays basketball is just it's elite. He's the best. I'm like, you do realize he's won nothing. You do realize like
have you ever? All right, but listen, tell me when I was a kid, my favorite basketball players were Allen Iverson, Tracy McGrady. Tracy McGrady ain't never won shit in his life, but I watch Tracy McGrady play I'm like, yo, this is the best basketball player I've ever seen.
Bro, but the thing with Tracy McGrady and Allen Iverson is Allen Iverson shifted the culture for things. Tracy McGrady put out a great shoe that everybody still loves and talks about to this day and was dominant as shit. It wasn't until he got to the Rockets that, we all know what happened then. Those knees just went out.
Back was the back.
Or the back, whatever it was.
Back spasms.
But Paul George, I can only think of two things in Paul George's career. Was the year the Knicks were supposed to go to the finals, the Eastern Conference Finals, and Paul George and the Pacers took us out. And the year he was supposed to win MVP, he was an MVP candidate, and Dame Dollar.
That OKC year. So you got to understand, a lot of these kids, and I can speak on it because I still play video games, right? Go play 2K. Paul George is the best player. You play 2K with Paul George, you are unstoppable.
That is like this. Just like that, right across the board. Everything you need. Stealing, blocks, 3-point shooting, dunk.
So if you had to create a player, prototype, 6'8", can handle the ball, can defend 1 through 5, can shoot the 3, can shoot the mid-range, athletic as shit. Of course, I get it. I get it. So, but yes, I know. As a Sixers fan or former Sixers fan or, just got this little thing right here. Yeah.
Done.
Yeah, it's a little fitted, but I don't want to wear that shit right now because these motherfuckers piss me off. But anyway, somebody asked me at work today. They said, if you could get rid of Paul George or Kelly Oubre, who would you get rid of? I said, get Paul George, get him the hell out of here, dog. I'll take Kelly Oubre all 82 games, dog. Get Paul George out of here. Because I'm old. I'm just old. He's not even a young. Paul George is 35. It's not like he's young. He's one of us. He's just I don't know. He don't got that heart that I want. I watched Tyrese Maxey play. That dude got heart, bro. I don't think he got the heart. I don't think Joel Embiid got the heart no more for it. I think as a Sixers fan, like I look at the Knicks and I compare with like the Knicks and the Sixers and then the Giants and the Eagles are literally just flip-flop. Both organizations' front offices were like driving people crazy for years. The trust the process years, the Dolan years of just ineptitude, and then one day, going to New York and everything in Madison Square Garden has been shining ever since. Jalen Brunson, who would have thought, taking him, and that you don't end up with Kyrie, you don't end up with Dame, you don't end up with all these other guards, you end up with Jalen Brunson. Everyone's like, oh man, shit. I would kill for Jalen Brunson right now. And then Cat, compare with Cat. I just watched Julius Randle on MLK Day go like 0 for 9 from 3.
He looks like he plays in jeans.
I was like, what the hell am I watching? So I'm watching this shit. I'm like, all right, y'all. I envy that shit because I'm looking at my team. I'm like, bro, hey, y'all lose LA.
You heard what Anthony Edwards said to him. They got in a fight during practice.
They did. I didn't even see that.
They got into a fight in practice, and they said that Anthony Edwards says, "You play ball like you play in jeans."
See, I love Ant-Man. See, like he's what's gonna keep. He's gonna keep me in the NBA. Like, I'm just happy that the torch. He's one of the people that's gonna be holding that torch. Because damn, if I didn't have somebody like him, I'd be so bored. He keeps this shit like fresh for me. But nah, it's just
he doesn't show us a gun. Like, I'll be happy, man, because Anthony Edwards is pure comedy. Comedy.
But listen, you be hating. I'll show me a gun. Ja Morant got the boys turned up in Memphis, dog. All right, like he had
hate Ja Morant. I just think he makes foolish things. He does foolish things.
I know that was 2 years ago though. He's been
still
chill ever
glimpses of it.
Yo, it's funny. We're explaining Ja Morant to like so we work with my company is based out of the UK, right? So a lot of people in our office are Ireland, England, like a lot of UK dudes, and we're explaining to them who Ja Morant is, and we were like, look, he's just a young crash out. What's a crash out, you ask? So because he's a 40-year-old white man from the UK, they don't know what a crash out is. I said, look. Imagine just giving millions and millions and millions of dollars in a signature shoe to a young kid from South Carolina who knows shit about shit. Yeah, he had a gun. He just so happened to be recorded with the gun in the strip club, waving his. So you would think he learned from that lesson. No, now he's in the car, got another gun. And he's beating up kids over pickup basketball game. He wanted to go beat up the Foot Locker dude. I'm like, look, he was young and dumb, but you know what? He's gonna learn from this. And now look, the team is number 2 number 3. They're tied. I think it's them and Houston tied for second and third. Yeah, they're half a game apart. And I watched Ja Morant go head to head against Anthony Edwards, and Ja Morant once again has had the better of Anthony Edwards. And we look at Anthony Edwards as like Jordan's nephew or son, whatever. Like he looks like him, plays like him, all that stuff.
They fucked up getting rid of Cat. They fucked up getting rid of Cat.
Little did like I thought Julius Randle. You see, A-Rod. You see what the hell we've been trying to tell you.
Listen. I will always love Julius. I always will love Julius Randle. I really will. I'll always love the man, but they fucked up getting rid of Cat for Julius Randle.
What did I say about the difference between having a Cat and a Julius Randle on y'all's team? I said, once y'all get rid of Julius Randle, y'all gonna turn the hell up. I told you. Sammy told you. Vic told you. We tried to tell you. You didn't want to hear it.
But the thing too with Julius is like, no. I'm not trying to make any excuses. I'm happy where we're at. I'm happy they made the move. It hurt me, but like I understood it had to happen. Thank you, Julius. We appreciate you. But the thing with Julius is he's used to being a number 1 for a while now. Now he has to learn to play second fiddle now.
Has he ever been number 1 for real though?
Bro, when he was with the Knicks,
they don't want to be a number 1. The Pelicans didn't want.
I'm saying with the Knicks, he knew he was a number 1. He was first team All Pro.
They didn't want. He got lucky and got to that spot. They said, all right, cool, let's go get RJ Barrett. Cool, let's go get this Jalen. Let's get somebody who can actually carry them. Because like, I don't think they ever saw him as number 1. He took all the role, played it well for it as long as he could. But deep down inside, he is a Robin. Like, unfortunately, he's just.
I agree. But I agree with you. 100% agree. But does Julius know he's a Robin?
Bro, he better, bro. Nas Reed is about to be the Robin to that team, so he might go down to Cat Batwoman or whatever, Catwoman, whatever that shit. Who's number 3?
He's gonna be Alfred.
He might be Alfred, dog. He bringing the groceries in, dog. I'm sorry.
Master Wayne.
That's the way. and and that's the problem. Like sometimes you just gotta know what your role is, and I think that's the problem that I have a lot of. Like, look at what Cleveland has done this year. Donovan Mitchell used to have to average 30 points a game. He's averaging 23, and they're 36-6. Garland, we were so you were so like devastated if Darius Garland and Colin Sexton couldn't work out. Sexton, you thought it was going to be the end of times. They made that swap. Boom. it's been great. Evan Mobley has your boy. You've been big on your dog, USC kid, right? You've been big on him. Look at him. He's balling this year. Jared Allen's balling, and all their other pieces. Max Strus, D Wade number 2. Like they got
Harris LeVert.
They got that shit just perfect. So like, it's not about super teams no more. It's about roster construction. It's about having the right guy in the locker room. It's about people knowing their roles on the team. So like the Knicks, they've got that figured out. Milwaukee, well, they're they're kind of just there. And then you look at the West, and it's like, okay, so he's at the top, but do we really trust him to, do it? Which is what we're gonna have to figure out this year, because Jokic, bro, shit, man, that dude is just and we talked about it a couple of episodes ago about like who was our MVP, and I think I think you said SGA. I agree with you, but then you look at Jokic, bro, he's averaging a triple double, putting up 50% from 3.
But the thing, like, when does it become hard for a player if that's what we just measure them on? Bro. I think it's a lot of things. Trust me, I'm not taking away from the guy's game. Like, I hate that we were, well, not me. I kept saying, I was like, this guy's good. And you were like, no, he's not that good. And then they won the championship, and then you kind of pivoted back to he's good.
They tried. I got blinded by Joel Embiid. I thought I had to cape for my guy. I had to. But if I could switch those two, and I could have had Jokic all these years, bro, I would have been, he's averaging 30 points a game, 47% from 3, 13 rebounds, 10 assists, and 2 steals a game. He's ridiculous. And that's if they can figure out what's like Russ is playing. Him and Russ be going back and forth with triple doubles, combining for triple. They need to do something with probably Aaron Gordon, like turn him into like 2 other pieces, because I don't know if he's really fit. I don't know. There's something off.
Michael Porter. I keep seeing Michael Porter as the guy to move.
I hear that too. I don't really know what the best course of action is, but no. While we're talking about these great players, do you got your list of how you want to do your All-Stars? Because I've actually voted several times. I don't ever vote, but I've voted several times on NBA.com, because I'm like, what, this year I want to be involved. Even though the All-Star format is kind of trash, I want to be involved. So I'm gonna just give you. I'm gonna give you I'm gonna start with my West. Okay. So the way the voting was working, because I don't know if you're able to vote. You get 3 front court players and 2 guards. So 3 wings and 3 like small forwards, power forwards, and centers, and 2 guards. So in the West, my 2 guards are SGA and Anthony Edwards, because I'm a fan, right? And my wings and my bigs or whatever, my front court, LeBron James, off of the strength that he's LeBron James. Kevin Durant, off the strength that he's Kevin Durant. And Nikola Jokic is my Western starter. So it's pretty chalk. LeBron, Jokic, Durant, SGA, and then Anthony Edwards. Who would you have in the West?
I think I'd take the same. If not, I would swap out Durant for AD, but I think KD deserves to be there just because the name.
I thought about doing the same. Early on, I was voting for AD, and then I don't know. I'm kind of going back and forth to that. A lot of people are saying like Wemby in that spot as well. What would you think about like Wemby taking over that?
It'd be fun, but I think Wemby gets an All-Star nod. I think he deserves it. I think he deserved it last year, but Blake Griffin, I guess, will be the first rookie to win or get into the All-Star game. So Wemby will go out there and block everybody. So I don't get it. Whatever you want.
He'll more likely get voted in by the coaches. I think at least. Because there's not gonna be no Kawhi this year. There's no Paul George. There's no. There's a lot of players. I think he'll get voted in by the coaches, and then we'll see. All right, in the East, I'd like you to know that I have 2 New York Knicks on my starting lineups: Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, 1,000%, 100,000%. What I've seen from those two. I'm a fan of basketball. I don't give a shit who you play for. At the end of the day, I'm very just if it looks like it's working, I like it, right? And I've always been a fan of like the Knicks being successful. So the fact that you guys are successful right now, I'm proud of that. My other guard outside of Jalen Brunson, I have to put the cape on for Cade Cunningham of the Detroit Pistons. What that fool has done to that team in 1 year. Last year, they won 13 games, bro. They over 500 right now.
Healthy too.
And so I'm giving him credit for that. I know people are going to say, well, the number 1 team, Donovan Mitchell, why not him? Why not Garland? Cool. Cade Cunningham, I would actually, like, when the Cavs were on TV, I'm not going out of my way to watch the Cavs still. And they're a great team. I want to watch Cade Cunningham play basketball. I'm like, this dude is nice, bro. I want to see what he does next. So I'm so proud of what he's done for the city of Detroit. Kind of coincides with what the Lions are doing. I feel like this was perfect timing for them. The Tigers made like a late push last year to make it to the playoffs. So I feel like Detroit's starting to turn up again, and I'm always a fan of Detroit. I mean, my single digit years of my life was there. So I still got a place in my heart for Detroit. So I'm happy to see them turn up. And then the other, Jayson Tatum and Giannis. So my other 2 bigs on that side.
I would probably just swap out K. K would be a reserve for me. I put Spider there.
I would probably, normally I would too, but I'm
proud of K. Cunningham. I have him on the fantasy team.
That wasn't me a fan. I'm a fan.
I'm just saying the kid is good. He's a first overall pick for a reason. Everybody's like, oh, he's a bust. I'm like, wait till he's healthy. Wait till he's healthy and put some better players around him.
They put like a graphic of all the double up picks over the last few years. They all hit me. They've all been Anthony Edwards, Cade Cunningham, Victor Wembanyama, and then there's
Zion.
And then there's Zion. Oh, blood clot. All right.
Blood clot.
The young man will figure it out, man. That's what. Outside of that, I feel like the NBA is. We'll see what happens with the starters. And then moving forward,
Ball though, I hate to say it, and I'd be pissed if LaMelo Ball is a starter.
He probably Well, the coaches have to agree because the fans get 50%, and then the coaches get 25%, and the players get 25%, or some shit like that. I think that's how we'll see. And you know who doesn't get the respect though? Trae Young. Still.
Fuck Trae Young. He just lost on MLK.
But when he blew that dice, put that shit on the midcourt, I was like, get that man an all-star bid, bro.
He took that picture, and instead of the thing, we put an L in his hand when they lost on MLK Day. Shout outs to the front office for that one, the social media guy.
Congrats, it's about time. He's been owning y'all for years.
Oh no, he still owns us. I'm not taking away from that little mop top.
Got y'all in a Reggie Miller choke over. Oh shit! But no, that's all I got though. So let's just end it right there. Excited for Gasparilla this weekend. Excited for and I'm doing the UT brunch for Gasparilla. So is that called growing up? Is that called being an adult? Because I'm not trying to walk the strip and do all that extra shit. I'm just trying to be chill, bro. I'm trying to be chill.
Might be on a boat. We'll see.
That's called growing up right there. But no, what do you got? What do you anything you want to let your naysayers know at all?
No, just appreciate people in your life, man, because life is short. Tell people you love them, like I preached this before. Tell people you love them, family members too. You never know when you're gonna go. I have an uncle that's near and dear to me. He has esophageal cancer, and he's decided that he doesn't want surgery and he wants to go out on his own terms. So be close to your family. Tell them you love them. Try and spend as much time as you can with them, because you never know, man. So got to put my big boy pants on every day and stay strong and stay, the same mindset that I have every day. Can't let it bring me down.
And of course. And I got nothing to add to that. I mean, that's you said it better than I could, because I 1,000% agree. I'm taking accountability. I gotta be better.
And another thing I'll say is, because I'm more of a private person in life, I don't like to this is my outlet. This allows me to like desensitize myself from work, from the world, everything going on, and I get to just be myself on here every time, and I enjoy who I am and how I am as a person. But have compassion and be humble for people, because you don't know what's going on in their life. I have clients all day that, I don't share what's going on in my personal life, and they make me run around, do an extra mile for them, and are unappreciative for a lot of things. Some are, I'm not saying all are, but just take and think that something could be happening to somebody, and if they're just not as they usually are, or put on their best game face, what's the saying? The happiest ones are probably the most miserable. Just take into consideration with that sometimes. The world doesn't revolve around you. You're not the fucking sun. So be compassionate towards others. That's all
Whatever Dave Chappelle said at the end of his monologue, right there. Case in point. Can they still find us on TikTok? All right. Listen, I don't know if TikTok's still a thing anymore. I don't really be paying attention to shit, but we are going to do better with social media in 2025. I'm putting that smut on my face. I'm gonna make sure that we are better with social media in 2025. All right. So where can they find us, D-Rock?
You can find us on. Oh, where do we start? Twitter, fuck Elon Musk, fair_weather pod. You can find us on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Don't thank President Trump just yet, TikTokers, but you can find us on there at search the Fair Weather Podcast, where you subscribe or listen to podcast audio. You can catch the audio there. It's been some time since I rattled that off. I usually have it upbeat, ready to go, but take it away. Words of wisdom.
You said everything I needed to hear already. But, like in the words of my dog Booker T, Pat Mahomes and Jayden Daniels, we coming for you, sucker.